Welcome to Crescendo, a show exploring the voices of women in business. I'm Rachel Lipchansky, your host, small business coach, helping service providers get the tools, resources, and support they need to grow businesses that allow them to make more money and achieve work-life harmony. In series 1, we are talking with Jewish and Israeli small business owners and helping shed the light on their experiences in business before and after the war has begun. And today I am delighted to be joined by Marci Rapp. Marci, welcome.
Hi.
Marci, I just want to start by just telling people a little bit about you, where you are in the country to give context, and the business that you have.
Hey, we live in Kochav Yaakov. It's about 10 minutes north of the top of Yerushalayim. And we moved to Israel 15 years ago to follow our kids who came here after high school and stayed. Our kids are all over the place in Ma'ale Adumim, Ramat Beit Shemesh, Modi'in, and we have one next door. 14 grandchildren, married almost 40 years. That's the context. When we came to Israel, Harold and I, we came in our mid-50s and had no idea what we were going to do for a living, but we wanted to be here near our kids. And long and short, we came up with the idea of making modest swimwear.
Amazing. Well, any of us who are in the modest clothing market, and Marci, I don't know if you know that I was early in my career 20 years ago. My first business was in the modest clothing industry.
Right.
There's a
Funky
huge
from.
need for funky from it was indeed. There's
Yeah.
a huge need for swimwear for religious women who want to go to the beaches and to pools. More clothes. So, wow, so interesting. Okay. Had you been in the fashion industry or the garment industry beforehand?
No, I do have a textile background, but just personal, not professionally. But both of us have business background. We had a kosher cheese company in Toronto, and we closed that to make Aliyah. Here, we vowed we would never go into business in Israel, but with the help of the organization Mati and finding suitable manufacturer and designers that helped us get started that spoke English, we were able to start this business 13 years ago, and we're still going. And we don't just cater to religious Jewish women. It's like all over the place. Even non-Jewish women, like women want to cover for different reasons. There's a whole variety of reasons.
Okay, so give us a sense of the scale of your business. Where are you shipping to? Is it local within Israel? Are you shipping around the world? What kind of a business did you have before the war?
Well, we have a website, so we're an e-commerce site, and we ship globally. But we also have distributors, home-based and in brick and mortar stores that sell for us both in Israel and some abroad. Not so much abroad, but that's one of our goals, is to get more distributors abroad. We also have walk-in, trade, like women who make appointments and come to us. And something that we started during COVID time was actually going to women's houses and bringing them different styles to try on, because one, they couldn't go to stores, and two, women in general hate shopping for swimwear. So that we've continued, and that we're doing now also. But
incredible.
But
yeah, okay. So we're gonna get to
yeah,
exactly. We're gonna get to that in a second. So just to understand, you're sitting on a decent amount of inventory then. So you've already gone through production. The war breaks out October 7th. How much inventory do you have? Like what's going through your mind when the war breaks out relative to your business?
So we keep inventory all year round because we also sell to the Southern Hemisphere, which is their summer is just beginning. But we keep our inventory all the time. However, certainly in Israel, tourism has stopped. We're basically part of the tourism fashion industry, and that has virtually stopped in Israel. What has been going through my mind is since, what is it, 3 weeks ago, how can we get involved in this war? Like, I wasn't even thinking about business at that time. It was just, because we live in Yishuv, we're more of a closed community, and we were thrown into how we can help. We have a base on this Yishuv in Kochav Yaakov. We have soldiers here. We have families, mothers with husbands and children in the army, and we have relatives not in the Yishuv who are in the army. And so it came to us like how we can help in the, what do you call it, the army effort, the war effort.
Yeah,
and in
I
that,
think
I'll
that
just, yeah, okay.
I was just going to say, just to that, like, I think that's a really beautiful example. I've been talking with several different women over the past week or so since I started the series. And, everybody, and really not even just within Crescendo, but just everybody has mobilized and has, over the last 3 weeks, tried to figure out, like, where can I insert myself and be most impactful? What can I do to support, whether it's the Chayalim, our soldiers, whether it's the families who are quote unquote left behind by soldiers who are out in the field, whether it's for evacuees or people who went through the initial trauma of those first 24 hours down south. Everybody has sought out a way to do something that is meaningful and helpful to the effort. So I love where you're going with this. And I think it's just yet another beautiful example of how people can utilize the resources, skills, and experiences that they've had to be able to support.
So 3 weeks ago, like I said, we were thrown into it, and I wasn't thinking about business because that wasn't going to be happening. As a matter of fact, we were scheduled to go on a cruise a few days after, and my best friend from Toronto was scheduled to come here. All that was canceled. There's no flights from Toronto coming to Israel, so that all changed. So we got thrown into the war effort, and in the issue, we were making sandwiches for the local soldiers, border patrol, etc. And then we were just naturally came to raise money for portable cell phone chargers, and then it became to the green seat. So I was like doing that with some of the other women, and we have this group also in the yeshuv called Anglo Angels. Like, it's not an English speaking yeshuv, but the English speakers, they kind of band together, and I'm one of the elders in the community. And then so we raised that, we got all that, and we were distributing that. That's finished. Actually, we're having to start again to raise more money for that. But I was thinking, what can I do? And then I heard Miriam's initiative. And my daughter-in-law, she lives in Ma'ale Adumim, and she was telling me that there's all these evacuees in Ma'ale Adumim, mothers without, like, new mothers without their husbands there. They're in Miluim, and her project is to put together new baby packages to give to new mothers who are without their husbands. And that made me think, there's evacuees, they're coming. And then I found out they're in hotels, and they're, so then I, with networking, everything, found out who to contact and found who spoke English. And so last week, with our contact, we went to Netanya, and we, to 2 hotels, and these women were from Alumim, and we donated swimwear there because that hotel has pools that are open. Not all pools are open, and they just I don't want to say grabbed, and not in a nice way. They were so happy to get swimwear because they left with nothing, with a small little suitcase, and they have children, and they needed to unwind and to decompress by the pool. And then I found a hotel in Yerushalayim where we went to yesterday, the Vert Hotel, and that was women from Sderot. Sderot, amongst other things like missiles, they had their police station usurped by the terrorists. And so I was talking to some of the women there. Again, that was like 150 women and girls, and we donated swimwear. there. We just didn't dump it. We went and set up a table, 2 tables, and spread it all out by size. And we're helping the women, like, and the girls, choose what size they need. And on top of that, my manufacturer donated a whole bunch of swimwear for us to give. He was so touched by what we were doing. He gave us a whole bunch of swimwear. So I was giving out swimwear that's not ours, but we also were giving out ours too, at a cost to us, because as you said, we have inventory, it's already paid for, and it's sitting there, and we just wanted to do something. So
Wow, that's incredible. Is your manufacturer here in Israel?
yes, we manufacture in Israel.
Okay. So through you, he was also, he or she, the manufacturer, was also able to do some good. It's really incredible. Yeah, I just want to like pause and pause on this idea that you're not just bringing swimwear, right? You're bringing an experience, an opportunity for people who have had to evacuate their homes, who have been completely traumatized, their lives turned upside down in the last 3 weeks. And you brought them an opportunity to have a joyful moment with their children in the pool, a relaxing moment. It's really, really powerful.
Yeah, and what we don't realize, you think, oh, they're on vacation hotel. No, they're all crammed into one room in a hotel room. That's their home now for who knows for how long, until they can figure out something else. I have no idea who's covering the costs of these hotels. They're like, obviously they don't have tourists coming, and et cetera, et cetera.
I've heard the government is, but we'll let
Yeah,
them figure that out.
I
I know
think
it's
so.
not the
That's,
evacuees.
they're even the local communities from the kibbutzim and the sderot and the moshavim. But there's the collateral damage. There's our boys in the front line, and then there's our little businesses who are not benefiting from the war.
Right. There's a tremendous ripple effect. How can people support you? Here you are giving out all this swimwear and doing your small part, as we all are, right? And really making a beautiful impact. How can people support you?
So I found I was posting on Facebook, and then reaching out through Messenger and sending emails to even old boyfriends, and saying this is what's happening now. That, I mean, before it was the power chargers and the tzitzit, and now it's like the swimwear donation. And I said, like, basically, to make a long story short, I said, can you like send me some money, support this effort to help us offset our costs. And then I realized, or they can just go to the website and buy any kind of swimsuit and put donation, like swimwear donation, on it. If they don't want to send money to me, they can just buy something in support of an evacuee. And that suit doesn't necessarily go to the evacuee, but that gives the context of being able to donate what we need to donate to the evacuees.
Absolutely.
And
you made it so simple.
So the support we're looking for is people to either buy swimwear in support of the initiative for the evacuees, or just send us money, as I stated in my emails, like either by PayPal or BIT or PayBox or whatever, the different various ways. But ultimately, I want people to buy swimwear for themselves, for themselves through us. That's what ultimately will help us.
Yeah.
In the long run.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing and for inviting people into the work that you're doing to bring some comfort and joy back to these families for these moments that they get to experience in the pool, maybe hopefully at the beaches soon, if the beaches will open.
The coordinator did send me pictures of some of the women in the swimwear and at the pool, and just to show that they're really enjoying it. Even yesterday, after they got it, they were able to go in the pool. So yeah, I'm glad. Incredible. I feel like we're doing the right thing.
That's really nice. Okay, if you are here in Israel and want to get a bathing suit for yourself or support MarSea and their swimwear operation with the efforts of donating swimwear, I will be linking everything in the show notes, so you can find the link to the website and contact information for Marci if you just want to donate directly. And if you're abroad, the same information applies for you, as well as smallbusinessisrael.com, which is a small business directory of hundreds of businesses that have been deeply impacted by the war that would love your support. There are product and services that are listed on there. And so if you are in the market for anything, I encourage you to check there to see if you might be able to find a resource here in Israel. It's an easy win-win way to support the Israel economy, the small business community, and do something at this critical time in our history. Marci, thank you again. I really appreciate you being here, sharing your story, and sharing with us about the incredible work that you're doing.
Thank you. Am Yisrael Chai.